Hi everyone, my name is Grace and I'm 16 years old. Tell me, what do you do to make your dream come true? I was willing to sacrifice everything for it. Do you want to know what happened? Then subscribe to the channel and I will tell you. I was in high school and loved watching interesting videos on the internet. To be honest, I didn't really care about studying or exams all that much because I wanted to be a blogger. In fact, I already was one. A year ago, I'd created a channel where I posted makeup reviews, and it quickly gained a lot of subscribers. But in recent months, the activity on it began to plummet, and I grew worried. Fortunately, I had my boyfriend Lenny, who was always ready to give me good advice. When I told him that my channel had completely stopped growing, he suggested that I change its format a little. Lenny said that challenges and mukbangs were very popular, and if I started making such videos too, I would quickly get my audience back. What? I didn't know what it was about at all, and when I saw delicate girls eating tons of greasy food in front of a camera, I felt really horrified. What would my body even look like after eating like that for a couple of months? But there was nothing I could do because I'd set my goal to get the Gold Creator Award by the end of the year at all costs. So I got over it and decided to follow Lenny's advice. Sushi, burgers, pizzas. I devoured all kinds of food in front of the camera for my audience, and they really liked it. My channel grew by the day, and several restaurants even offered me a free taste of their dishes for promoting them a little. I was over the moon. Everything felt more real now. I had loyal fans, expensive deals, and cool collabs. However, in the evenings, I had to spend hours in the gym getting rid of all the extra calories. And Lenny, of course, didn't like that at all because we'd almost stopped seeing each other. Well, I was sure that if I gained 30 extra pounds in a month, he would have been much more displeased. And then one day, an incredible thing happened. One cool blogger, Susie, who made videos similar to mine, wrote to me with a suggestion. The super challenge she'd come up with was so insane that I even thought it was a prank at first. But no, the blogger was dead serious. She suggested that we both buy everything that was on the fast food menus in our cities and then livestream ourselves eating all that food for 12 hours. The one who got the most likes on the broadcast would be the winner. It was mental. Of course I agreed. What doubts could there be? I had only two problems to solve. First of all, I had to somehow find the money to buy all that food and also get out of going on a trip out of town with my parents that happened to be planned right on the weekend of the challenge. I had no choice but to lie. I told my dad and mom that I would spend the whole weekend preparing for an important test at school and begged them for quite some money for the textbooks I supposedly needed. They were surprised. Of course, but they believed me. Fantastic. It seemed like everything was ready for my big moment. On the day of the challenge, I invited my best friend Angel to my house to help me set up the lights and camera. I also needed some company not to get bored during such a long stream. But before that, of course, we went to all the biggest pizzerias, burger, and hot dog places in the city. It seemed like the employees of those restaurants had never got such huge orders. You should have seen the looks on their faces. When the time of the stream finally came, my rival was in for a cool surprise. Instead of eating all that junk food at the huge table, like I usually did in the videos, I came up with something better. Angel and I dumped the fries, cheeseburgers, pizza, and nuggets right into the bathtub! It was like I was literally bathing in food. You should have seen the blogger's face when I started streaming. She hadn't been expecting that. It seemed like the audience hadn't either. The number of viewers of my stream was growing at a crazy pace. Angel was with me the whole time. And of course, she was telling me all about how actively people were discussing me on social networks. I even found myself trending on Twitter, and a couple of web portals called my content viral. The results exceeded all of my expectations. I won the challenge, of course, and it brought me a lot of new subscribers. That's how the weekend ended. My parents came back and I went to school as usual. But as soon as I walked in, something weird started happening around me. All of the students were staring at me, some even whispering to each other, but there was no judgment in their eyes. They were admiring me. A couple of younger kids even came up to ask me for my autograph. I was over the moon. Only Lenny barely talked to me because he was still sulking as I had been ignoring him. But to be honest, I barely paid it any attention. I was in a great mood when I came home that day. Just imagine, I was a real internet star now. However, as soon as I opened the door, I saw the scowling faces of my parents who were sitting at the kitchen table. "Grace, how do you explain this?" asked my dad sternly. before turning the computer around to show me the screen with my stream playing on it. This couldn't be happening. How had they even found it? My parents didn't even know how to use Google. It turned out that someone had sent them a link to the stream, and now my parents were furious. "You should know better than to treat food like that. This is shameful," shouted my mom, clutching her head. But simply scolding me wasn't enough for my parents. They told me that I had to be punished. You think they meant some kind of domestic chores or extra studying? If only! My parents were always creative in their choice of punishments. So they told me that for the next month I would be working for free in a soup kitchen for the homeless. "Maybe at least that way you'll understand how disgusting your behavior was," said Dad, and sent me to my room. Well, that was the end of my popularity. How was I going to make videos if I was going to be stuck at the soup kitchen all the time after classes? And if I didn't take advantage of the moment now, everyone would forget about me in a month. I felt restless because of all those worries and hardly slept at night. The next day, I immediately shared everything that had happened with Angel. However, instead of panicking like I had, she suddenly started smiling broadly. "Grace, this is an awesome source of content," exclaimed my friend. What was she talking about? I didn't understand, but then Angel explained to me that all sorts of heartwarming videos with people in need got millions of likes on YouTube. I could combine that with the mukbang format. More than that, my advertising revenue would already be enough to buy food to bring with me. It was decided. That was exactly what I would do. I told my audience that I had decided to do some charity work and would soon post a series of new videos. I brought juicy burritos, crispy tortillas, and yummy burgers to the homeless people and ate in their company. Angel helped to film it all. Of course, sitting next to those strange people was a little unpleasant at first, but soon I got used to it. After all, they were people just like me. And you know what? My viewers liked that sort of content even more than anything I'd done before. People praised me for my generosity and kept subscribing to my channel in droves. They even talked about me on local television. I had to break the TV at home so that my parents wouldn't see it. Things went on like that for several weeks. The Gold Creator Award was almost within my grasp, and by my calculations, I was going to get it just in time for Christmas. But suddenly, hundreds of similar comments started appearing under my videos. People were writing that I was lying to my audience. Thousands of viewers were unsubscribing. Everything was happening so fast that I didn't understand anything. Then I got a message on my phone. It was from Angel. "Grace, have you seen this?" she wrote. She attached a link to a video and I opened it with shaking hands. It was a video of a well-known blogger who liked to expose people. He claimed that I was just using homeless people for getting cheap hype. If only he was just running his mouth without any proof. But further in the video, he showed the evidence an anonymous source had provided him with. The video made my blood run cold. There I was standing in a school hallway with my friend telling me that homeless people made for a great source of content. Then it showed me walking out of the soup kitchen with Angel and telling her with hatred in my eyes how sick I was of those unkempt beggars. And then there were screenshots of the messages I sent to my friend in which I was mocking them. I simply couldn't understand how all of that information could have ended up in the hands of that YouTuber. Had someone been following me all that time? But that didn't really matter anymore. My reputation had been ruined once and for all. Can you guess who stood behind all of that? Yes, it was Lenny. That evening he texted me, "I hope this will teach you something. For example, to change passwords on social networks after a breakup." So it had been my now ex-boyfriend. Apparently he'd been so infuriated that I had chosen blogging over him that he decided to simply destroy my channel. Only then did I realize that it had been all my own fault because Lenny really did still have access to all of my messengers. How could I have forgotten about that? I felt angry with myself and the number of my subscribers was sinking right in front of my eyes. Had I been so blinded by the idea of success that I'd actually turned into a monster? Please help me. Write in the comments down below, can I still regain the trust of my audience? And if yes, how? You are my last hope.